Hey guys, welcome to Conversation Square, where we have deep, honest, and intelligent conversations about issues that matter to us. I'm your host, Wacera Kieha, and I'm joined by a friend that I recently met. I was introduced to by another friend. He's called Joshua. He has an amazing story. He's going to tell us more about himself. We're also going to learn more about his company called Piczangu, a startup we started a year ago during a pandemic. It's been very successful. It's also an amazing idea. And also we want to learn more about what young people are doing. Startups and businesses by young people. We get to learn from them, the struggles they go through, the success, and the process, actually, and everything and everything in between. So I'm excited about this. I hope you guys will also learn and get inspired in the process, like I'm sure I'm going to be. So Joshua, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so maybe if you could start by you telling us who Joshua is.
That's a very wide question and a very brief question. Yeah. I can answer it in one sentence or write a book. So,
find a middle ground somewhere.
I'll just say Joshua Nyantika is second born in a family of three.
Okay.
A founder to Piczangu, a photographer, graphics designer. Yes, I wear all those hats.
Yeah. So before we come to Piczangu, tell us about how you are growing up. Where did you grow up? How was your childhood? Tell us about what you studied in campus. I know you went to UN, where I also went to. I seem to be a bit biased, maybe because most of the people I know went to UN. But yeah, tell us about what you studied in campus is completely different from the career path that you took. So please tell us more about that.
Yeah. So I grew up in Kakamega, and that's where I've grown up in, but I wasn't born there.
Yeah.
So I went to school there, primary, high school. It's university that brought me out of Kakamega.
Welcome to the city.
And I came to Nairobi.
Yeah.
Growing up in a family of three, it was exciting. And it's interesting that I've never talked about this before.
Yeah.
But I had a good time growing up, and whatever I went through, I believe it was part of what shaped me to become the person I am.
The person you are, yeah.
Yeah. University, I came in 2013. Joined University of Nairobi, Chiromo campus.
I know.
And
Chiromites.
Yes. The course I took is microprocessor technology and instrumentation.
Okay, so first of all, that's a very long name. Yeah. It has micro and processing. Please tell us, what does the course entail? Like when you're studying that course, now that I've forgotten the long name, like what was the course about, and maybe what was the career path? Like if you were to practice that, where would you be, or what would you be doing?
Yeah, so I'll go about how the course came to be.
Yeah, what did you pick the course?
I came to learn later that it was a certificate course that guys used to use to add education. Like they could go do engineering and then come add a certificate course. Yeah. But then it was made into a degree like 3 years before I joined campus. Okay. And the reason I selected it was because through high school I wanted to be a telecommunications engineer. Okay. But I didn't make it the cutoff points after Form 4. Yes. So I wanted to.
You have to go where your grade allows you to. Yeah.
Yes. So I wanted. No, actually, it came about when I was selecting the courses. Yeah. So I was looking for a course where I could do telecommunications. But interestingly, even when I was given the option in third year to select telecommunications, I didn't go with that option. Okay. Because I discovered computing was more interesting. So microprocessor is a course that it has physics, it has electronics, it has computing, and it has industrial electronics, physics, telecommunications, and there's something I'm forgetting there because I didn't do it. Yeah, but I did computing aspect of it. And as of today, I can't say I'm not practicing what I learned, because there are things which I learned, there are units which I did, like software development, that I'm really using right now in terms of what I'm doing. So I can relate it to what I do right now.
Okay.
Yes.
So at least as much as you're not practicing the course 100%, or you didn't go maybe into that line of career, at least there are a few things that you picked from the course that you're still practicing in your current career path. Yeah. So I want us to talk about the switch. Like after you finish campus, you decided, I don't want to do this, I want to do that. So let's first of all, I know you started photography when you're still in campus.
Exactly.
So let's first of all talk about where the interest for photography came in.
Yeah.
And then to a point where then you decided, I'm not going to practice this computing and electrical engineering and all those stuff. I want to do photography.
Why my journey, yes, I'll go back. My journey with photography came about in high school. My high school, I was in Musingu High School.
Yeah.
We used to have a video camera. So during events, school events, I could go to the computer teacher and take it and just record and everything and hand it back to him.
Okay.
I didn't think about it much in terms of I didn't pursue it and think, oh, this is something I love. But then when I joined university, I joined a ministry in church at Wacera Chapter called Salt.
I remember Salt.
Yes. So when I joined it in first year, I joined Salt Ministry, and under it there was publicity. So it's in publicity that now I had more time to practice camera work and making posters. Now that graphics design came in, so I found that this is something I loved doing. I was doing it for fun because we used to have a lot of activities, and it really shaped the person I am today. And through those recordings and taking photos, that's how now my journey in photography started, which at first was for fun, but as I came into third year, fourth year, I discovered, oh, I can make money out of it. I can take people.
Which was the money inspired.
Yeah. You can imagine for a student to go out on a weekend and get some 2,000 bob. Yeah. It was good money.
Yeah, which is better than staying in a hostel and watching movies and doing that. So like, okay, I can do this. Yes. It's not like it's not even interfering with your studies or anything. So yeah, sure. Okay, that was good. That was good. So then after campus, so when did you decide you want to take photography as a career path? Photography and graphic design. Like what made you decide, you know what, I think this is what I want to do. Maybe not for the rest of my life, but for the next for my near future, I can see myself doing photography as a career.
Yeah. So after graduation, which happened in 2018, I kept on doing photography. Yeah. And now at this point, I wanted to do more of commercial kind of photography. So this is events, weddings, and all that comes with it, birthdays. So because now I discovered that I can make money out of it, I felt I could survive with what I made out of it. Okay. And the reason why I didn't go into formal employment, I went for some interviews, but I just felt that was not the thing for me. Okay. And it's not because I have a negative perception towards employment, but it's just because I felt I can be more productive if I start doing something else on your own, on my own, rather than going to formal employment. That's a good point, because actually for most of employment, most people in employment really, because first of all you are told this is what you do, and some of them are like very very particular, like this is what meant to do, this is the procedure you follow, and nothing that's like there's no room for creativity. Exactly. And the moment you go and tell your boss, you know what, I think we should do this and this, they're like, no, I didn't hire you to make decisions. I'm the one making decisions. So I understand why you go for that, because employment for most industries actually do mess with people's minds. So yeah, I get why you go and it's not something I just thought about at that point. Yeah. Because growing up, I don't know for what reason, but even from primary school, I kept telling my mom, that I don't think I can do the same thing. Yeah. Morning to evening, Monday to Friday. Yeah, for months, 30 days, 1 year. Like I feel I'm suffocated. Yeah. I want to be able to use my mind and do different things, and so that's the reason why I felt that I could be more productive if I did something on my own and go on with that. Yeah. Okay, so let's come to, which year you've finished campus 2018. Yes. So you also decided to do photography, commercial photography, as a career also in 2018 or 2019? Yeah, so the journey started in 2018 because I completed coursework, but then graduated in December. Yeah. So coming into 2019, there's something interesting that happened for me. I was just out of campus and I hear this program. So my lecturer, my supervisor, sent me an email, and it was a partnership between the University of Nairobi and a private company to take students to Japan for an internship. Oh. Yeah. So I started the application around February, and by March, April, I'd gotten the opportunity. It was they were looking for one person, Actually, it was around 5 people.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, only one person made it.
Which was you.
Which was me. Yeah. So there's a company in Kenya, they're a venture capital firm called Keppel African Ventures.
Okay.
And in Japan, there's a company called Keppel, that's the mother company. And they did an MOU with the University of Nairobi that they were to take students from the university. Okay, bright students.
Yeah.
That's what was said in the
website.
To take to Japan for 3 months just to learn the startup environment there.
Okay.
So they were looking for
the startup was the company particular on the industries of the startup, or to just general, or was it a cost?
No, it was just a startup.
Okay.
So after university, my final year project was laptop security system, which I was doing. So my lecturers encouraged me to pursue that course, whatever the project that I'd done, to pursue it and make it a viable product out here. So that's what I used to apply into this program.
Okay.
And because they saw that I was doing the projects, that's why they gave me an opportunity.
Candidate for it. So they want to help you to the next step. Okay, that was good.
Yeah. I went to Tokyo for 3 months, July, August, and September of 2019. During this period, before it, I was engaged with the Kenya National Prayer Breakfast Work.
Okay.
Because when I also joined university, there's an organization I joined called Africa Youth Leadership Forum. And through it, I became a coordinator at some point. And we have been volunteering during the National Prayer Breakfast for many years. So when I also finished, I was given a task, and it happens every last Thursday of May every year. So even for this May, it happens next week.
Oh, okay.
So we are in the midst of all those. But beyond that, so that was what I was doing between January 2019
December.
And May.
Yeah.
The breakfast work, and then after May, I started preparing for the internship in Japan.
Yeah.
And that now happened from July. So I had June to prepare. When I came back in September, while I was there, I can say while I was there, there's something that really triggered me. Yeah. So the experience was, I went into this small startup. I'll say small, but it was not small. Because it was worth over $500,000. The worth over half a billion.
Okay, that's not small.
Yeah, but in Japan terms.
Oh, in Japan terms, that's small. Okay,
yes,
okay.
But in Kenya, it would be a very big company.
Yeah.
So my experience working there was, it's been there for some years, but then working in different departments really made me learn a lot of things.
So you get like a picture of how a startup is run from head to toe.
Exactly.
Like what every department does. Okay.
Exactly. So I learned a lot, and while I was there, also something triggered me, because I was asking myself, why do Kenyan companies or startups fail?
Good question. Please share your lessons. Please, actually now share the lessons that you learned in Japan from internship, because I think some of these opportunities, not everyone is able to access these opportunities. So share the lessons you learned in Japan. Some of them that you found they could be applicable here, because then the other things, usually so many of these things you're told, follow this person, or they started Facebook or started Instagram and whatnot, but then some of these things, they're really, you can't apply them in Kenya, because again, two different continents, two different people, completely different, also different struggles, like the problems we have about, a drainage system, start a startup of giving solar. Like for a guy in US, they wouldn't relate for such. So what lessons did you learn from the startup in Japan that you think, or you have even applied in your own, like in your own personal life, and also when it comes to business?
Yeah.
Some of the lessons you learned.
The one liner, or the major one, was we don't do things the right way.
Okay. Is it because we don't know the right way, or because we think we want to use shortcuts?
So we lack information.
Okay.
We are ignorant.
Okay.
And not in a bad way, like as an abuse, but we just don't take time to learn about how some things should be done.
Okay.
So even to do a house, you need a structure. Yeah. You need a plan drawn by an architect.
I've seen some of those apartments.
The ones that come crashing out every day.
Yeah.
But then you'll need to do a structure and then do a foundation, and this foundation is what holds a building, even if it's 30,
I think shortcut is a problem.
Yes,
I think most of us prefer, like, we know the right thing to do, but go like, I don't need an architecture, I can just bring in and don't a contractor. So kujenga nyumba ipande juu. I think shortcuts, maybe that's where we have the problem.
Yes. Yeah. So you find my one-liner would be, we don't do things right.
Okay.
And some of these are in legal, they're in accounting, they're in just how you hire. I'll take my friend and then down the line we disagree.
Or your cousin.
Or my cousin. So those are the things we do wrong. And I was like, okay, I need to do things different if I'm ever to do something.
Yeah.
So when I came back, I was, I've always been keen to observe. And I have this document that I write any idea that crosses my mind.
That's good.
If I ever encounter a problem, over the years, I think starting from campus, I used to write it down. If I have a problem, I ask myself, if this is a problem for me, how many other people are experiencing the same problem?
Because it can't be unique to you.
Yes. And I note it down. And when I note it down, I ask myself also, what's the best way I can solve it? I also note it down. So I had these many ideas that I started going through when I came back in September. And in my photography journey, I discovered that many a times I'm called to events, even with AYLF, I go for the dinners, and I take so many people photos, and at the end of the day, they're just asking one question: how will I get my photos? That's the one line that always will be asked.
Even this day and age with photography, with tech and social media, but then there's something else that you've learned. Because you go to an event, you take pictures. There's so many people, you can't take everyone's number and send them individually. Exactly. Then again, there's an option of maybe putting them on a Dropbox or a Google Drive. But then how will you share that? Unless maybe it was like there was a WhatsApp group for the wedding, and then you share a link.
Yes.
And then again, how sure are you? Some of the few people won't mess up with the content. And then there's also the question of consent. Because if you share a picture of everyone, how are you going to guarantee that this person is only going to take the pictures that they need, and they're not going to take anyone else's picture? So I get where you're coming from. And even still today, is still a huge challenge. Then you can then again take pictures of people and then go and post them on Instagram, for example, or Facebook, and tell people you pick your pictures here. Because then there's a question of how are you posting pictures, people's photos?
There's even the issue of quality. Because when I send photos to you via WhatsApp, there's a compressed. So whatever you get, you can't go on and print it, and it comes out clearly.
So it makes your work, all the effort that you need to get the best photo in a reduced to such. I would understand.
So there was the challenge of sharing photos, and also the challenge of getting quality and all that. And also from the photographer's end, you've done all this work, but then you don't get anything from it in terms of now you're giving people photos for free. So I came up with a platform now called Piczangu. At first it was an idea. I jotted it down, shared with a friend of mine whom we were roommates with in first year.
Some of your friends from campus are good to keep.
Exactly. So for him, we were doing computer science. So when I was thinking of someone who could help me execute this, it was the first people I consulted. It was not like I was telling him to do it, but I was just asking, is this possible? Is that possible? And that. And yes, it was okay, and we said, let's do it. So my plan actually...
What was your plan?
My plan was
vision.
Yes. As I was coming towards the end of 2019, my photography business, I can call it a business, was peaking in terms of now I had a camera.
You have more events.
Yes, I was now trying to get into the corporate world. But then that's 2019. Yes. Because you get a corporate client, and one event they give you some good money.
Then
that if you would have done 10 other small events. So that's the reason I was going for corporate. So I was like looking forward to 2020 being that year. Then we all know like what everyone happened.
Else. Won't even mention what happened.
So we're not blaming the coronavirus, but we're just saying it happened.
Blame.
And we had to change tact in terms of now how I would raise money, because I didn't want to ask from people around. That was my initial plan. I was like, I can do savings. A pandemic,
so maybe the people you would ask money from, they're probably like, buyer. So then, did you have, so the pandemic started? I know most people had to either close business, either some were forced to close, like the hospitality industry by the government for precaution, but for others, you either have to close because you don't know what to do. Of course, most people didn't even know what to do. But then, some of the best people like yourself, you have to sit down and think, you know what, Appa, I have to act like ASAP. I have to either rethink how, because if I want my business to continue, I have to rethink of other ways of doing it in the midst of this whole pandemic. Then there was also an uncertainty of, we didn't know how long it's going to take. We didn't know how bad it was going to be. And then I remember somewhere in May last year, we'll see the cases in Italy, for example, and we are like, oh my god, like if this is a European country and this is how bad it is for them, for us we are going to die, all of us.
It was scary.
It was very, very scary. So for you, so how fast did you have to rethink of new ideas? Then how did you what did you get the courage to say, you know what, it's during this whole thing, should I start this new thing now? How am I going to do with all this uncertainty? Like, how was the process for you switching from, you know what, I'm going to change a few things here and there and try them and see what's going to happen? How was that for you, having to change your whole plan to suit the new situation?
My mindset at that point was just gone. Because I'd made this plan to start working on the project around March. And I stuck to it. So as the virus happened, now I got more time to be at home. But then,
so it was a good thing for you.
Yes, it was also good.
Because then again, there were no events like weddings and corporate events. So now you the time that you could have spent maybe taking pictures at events was now, well,
so
there were no events anymore.
Good and bad.
It was a good and bad thing.
Bad because I didn't have now the money that I wanted to use.
Then now you have a lot of time now.
To work on it. So I kept working on it, and for 1 year I worked on it from March 2020 to April 2021.
Okay, so that's almost
to March, because I launched in March again. So 1 year of work. So there was a lot of back and forth, corrections here and there, until now March, when everything was done and we could launch. So I'm saying we because now you are two. We're working with my friend. So it launches and now it's out for people to use. But now the journey, there's a lot that I've not talked about. Maybe we'll talk about as we go along. But it was not as smooth.
I know.
You need money.
I'm also thinking, because most people, when it comes to business, when you ask them, they will tell you. Most people will think, I have an idea. Even people will tell you, oh, you just need an idea and you can start where you are. So if you have 5K, start with 5K. And I'm like, first of all, starting up any business in this country is not even easy. Like, even just the basic biashara, like just the basic, you need a business name, which is money, and you have to apply. I don't know, you go to, they say Huduma Center online, but some of these things they'll tell you apply online, but then they'll still tell you, oh, bring the documents physically. Then what's the purpose for the online application? And then you have city council certificate, which again you have to pay. The license, that is if you have like a physical shop. There's also the tax bit. Again, we're not taught about entrepreneurship and also tax, which I think we should in high school. Because we have so many people in like adults who don't understand some of these things, which are very, very basic.
And I also think in the same line. Because recently I was telling a friend that there are those things that I feel we should teach every child. High school. If not high school, make the common units that you do in university.
I think they should be taught in high school, because a huge number of people do go up to high school. Because uni, then not so many people will go to you. Then in uni, you probably feel like, oh, me, I want to be an engineer, I'm a medical doctor. I have no time to study about, I don't know, basic accounting and taxes and KRA. So I think high school should be, because again, when you're starting a business, you're probably starting on your own. Or maybe just the two of you who are the co-founders. And you'll confirm this. You want to focus on the work. You're focused with the photographers, the pictures, the sharing, and the clients. You, first of all, don't have any experience in accounting, but you do need accounting. You need someone to either do bookkeeping for you. KRA doesn't care if you know accounting or you don't. You have to remit all the taxes. And nowadays, they keep increasing more taxes and introducing new ones. So you need to be
up to date.
Up to date with what's happening. And then you need someone to market your business. Do you have any marketing skills? No, you don't. You probably just know a few of your friends. Then there's also social media. As easy as it looks like posting pictures on IG, like it's very different.
You need to be strategic.
The social media for an individual, then social media for a business or a brand, those are two completely different things. Knowing that I need particular quality or specs for a picture on Instagram, which is also very deep. Like I can't share the same exact photo for Instagram on, let's say, Twitter or on YouTube. Like those are two different things. Like it's a whole lot for a business, for you as a, let's say, a creative. So I will talk about, so how did you deal with that? Like all other aspects of the business that were not in relation to the main goal of the business. Having in mind, we all didn't learn taxes
so
in school.
So you remember I was saying earlier that we lacked structures? So when I came about to now start my own venture, I was like, I want to do things right. And by doing things right is KRA and all that, registering with them and knowing what it means for me to have this business, what is required, even if I don't have employees, I need to file pay,
outsource,
So those are the things I kept in touch with, and I really wanted to know, and I had to look for information. You remember I was talking about
from
ignorance.
The beginning, even before you launched, you had to know this is what I'm required. Either some of them you would get
there are
them
those that I learned as I was going,
but at least you had the basics, or you had some of the ideas. Like vitu zingine that they were popping up even after launching, they were not a surprise to you because like, okay, I have an idea of this one I have heard of, so I know.
So the accounting bit, the legal bit, registering also, and also things like when now you're coming to start getting people on board, you need a lawyer. So one thing I'll say, everybody needs a lawyer if you're in business. And everybody needs an accountant.
But
either in-house or outsourced.
But they all require money. Where do you get money for these things when you're starting?
I can't say I have all those at the moment even. But I have the idea that I need these people. And also I've talked to like 2 lawyer friends who I can consult. I might not be able to pay them right now, but I can talk to them and have a conversation and ask
even when paying, maybe the cost wouldn't be as high. I think the other thing is you also try and think some of these careers are for like it's a huge law firm, but then you can have a friend of yours like, hey, please consult me at this, because there's also the thing of contracts.
Let me put something there. But that the consulting is not them doing work. It's just having a conversation that there's this thing I'm doing, how do I go about it and all that. So please they can give advice for free.
You can also pay.
You go to drafting documents. That's another story. And also one thing I've always promoted is don't use your friends in the wrong way. Because they're professionals.
They're also professionals.
So that if you're in a position to pay them, just tell them
this is how much I have.
This is me.
How can you help me with this much?
Exactly.
Because then again you get to help one another. So I think also when it comes to businesses, you start from, when you're told start from where you are, start from, do you have friends who are lawyers? So then I'm thinking if I go for a lawyer who is as an individual, maybe the cost would be cheaper compared to me, I don't know, going to a big law firm with 1,000 lawyers. So I think also looking from like using the resources that you have around.
And there's the thing of growing together. I put this as a caution that as friends, when you consult a friend for any service, be it accounting, be it legal, just explain yourself. Say, this is where I am. I might not have money today.
Or this is how much I have.
Yes. But I'm consulting. And also when you're paying them, just ask them what are the market rates. What would you charge if I was a stranger? And then if you have the money, pay. But now we have this strong expectation of that because you're my friend, you have to charge me less free. For free.
Because then you're killing their business.
Exactly.
Don't ask discounts from your friends. Don't ask for free things. And then don't also buy items or services from your friends on credit.
Exactly.
Or if you have to, at least pay.
There's something they say about credit. This is just a side note. That's the problem of giving friends money is you lose both.
You either lose the friend or the money. So you lose both of them.
Because now
if they don't pay, then you're no longer friends. So actually, I think we're even told don't lend your friends money because you're going, unless you're prepared to lose both of them, then don't lend them money. Which I think it's sort of like as young people we know, like because I know if I'm supporting your business, you will also support mine in any way or the other. It doesn't have to be that there's also the notion of supporting businesses. Like for example, I have a friend of mine who, let's say, is selling makeup or wigs. So maybe I will have to support them like by buying from them, but I don't wear wigs. Or let's say a friend of mine has a wine and spirit and I don't drink alcohol. So by support doesn't have to be me buying. It could be me sharing a poster on my other friends. It could be me recommending. It could be, let's say for example, I'm an expert in accounting. Kwambia, you know what? I think let me see how your books are. Can I audit your books and see? Or maybe I can recommend someone who will be doing your bookkeeping for you. Or we can also agree. Let me do it. Instead of you hiring an accountant on a monthly basis, which is expensive, I can be doing your bookkeeping once a month. At least make sure your books are in order. So there's so many ways to support your friends. Just don't usiwafinye sana. Actually, usiwafinye. Don't help each other grow in one way or the other. There's so many ways to help, actually, to support your friends, even your relatives. Also, when it comes to let's continue. I'll come to that next. So what does it has been an amazing journey for you.
Yes.
Like even during a pandemic, you rose you rose from it. And you came out on the other side. You were all forced to either stop or you become creative immediately and try new things. And of course you've shown as a founder that you are that no challenge will come your way that you can't deal with it, no matter how sudden or how fast it has come. You'll be able to deal with it. So I want us to talk about, so you've told us the journey of how you started Piczangu. I want us to talk about how does Piczangu work. I know someone is asking. You've mentioned about photographers. You've mentioned about sharing images. So how does it work? From all the, I know there's a side of me that I want stock footage as a client. I know there is a photographer. How do you work with photographers? What's the process of working with the photographer? So let's start. When I go to Piczangu on your website, what do I see? And then as a client who wants stock footage, what's the procedure? And me as a photographer, what's the procedure?
So you've mentioned two things which are different. So there's the stock and there's the sharing photos. Those are different.
Okay. Yes.
So Piczangu, the URL is piczangu.com, the website.
Yeah.
And Piczangu, in the easiest way to describe it is you've gone to events before and you saw, as you're walking in, a photographer taking your photos.
Exactly.
As you're leaving, you find photos on sellotape. Printed on a sellotape, and you have to buy them. So that's the easiest way to describe it, because now I've digitized that process. So that instead of finding the photos on sellotape, you find them on your phone.
And you prefer have them soft instead of hard copies.
Yes, so you select and then you'll print them.
Okay.
You'll buy them, not print them. And then now, once you buy them, you get them in the best quality possible, and you can proceed now to print as you wish.
Them,
or if you would like just to have them in soft. So that's the easiest way to describe Piczangu. This is a photo sharing platform whereby you can allow users, people who attend an event, to get their photos.
Okay.
Yeah, so and they buy the photos, so it's not for free.
Okay.
So the reason for you to buy is not just to make you suffer, but it's to ensure the photographer,
you're supporting the people who did
the one is supporting them, and also the value to you as the user is you get the photos as fast as possible.
Because for me, that you want.
Yes, for me as a photographer, there are people who are wananidai picture from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because like I went to this event and took them photos, they were dressed all nice, but they never saw the photos.
Yeah.
Because I had a challenge sharing with them. So I'm trying to make it easy for you as a user to get those photos, if not the same day, the next day. Not like 1 week later.
But at least I get to, sometimes usually a week, let me get the photos within a week.
Yeah. But a week is still a long time. Because posting photos last week, it's time is gone.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want you to get photos the same day or the next day latest. Yeah. A photographer will create an event. That's before they go for the shoot. They'll go on their platform on the dashboard. They create an event, and then after they've created the event, they'll go on and put the amount of money. They'll set the price of that they want to charge the clients per photo. And then now they'll go for the event, take photos, come upload them, and after they've uploaded, as they are taking,
but they have to edit the photos themselves first.
Yes.
Or you are the, or is it Pixar who edits the photos?
No, let me just explain the process.
Yeah.
So the photographer creates an account.
Who comes first, the photographer? Of course, the photographer. Okay.
Photographer. They create an account. After creating an account, they will go on and create an event. After creating an event, they set the price per photo. After setting the price, they take the photos and upload them, and edit and upload. After uploading, and during the taking, is when they shared a code that was generated when they were creating the event.
So they have to create. So they have to start from the website first before they go to the field to take photos.
Because now they need a code from the site, which they can also do with their phone. It doesn't have to be at home.
Okay.
You can even do during the event. And then once you get this code, is what now you share with your clients. So you tell your clients that
go to this website, use
for this
code.
event, the code is 123456. And after I've uploaded the photos, let's say in the evening or tomorrow, go on this website, www.piczangu.com, and in the homepage, you'll find a search bar. where you'll be asked for a code. So this code is for this particular event.
So then it linked me to, even if I didn't get the name of the photographer.
Exactly.
I'll
You'll just see the photos displayed. The ones that they put up. And these photos have a watermark. And then they are small in size. They are thumbnails, we call thumbnails. So they are kind of a small example of the real photo. So that even if you screenshot, it's not a good quality.
So now, so I've gotten, I went to an event, my photos were taken, I got a code, I got the website. Now, me as so what do you call me? Am I a user or a client?
Yes, you're a user.
I'm a user. Yes. So I have a code, I got the website and click and share the code on the website. So then from there, then I see photos. Or maybe the photographer of that particular event, the photos pop from the screen. Then I select the photos that I want. Then from there, what next?
So after you have selected as a client, it will show you the price, the total price. So that if a photographer sets each photo to be 30 shillings or 50, let me use 30. So if a photographer set the price to be 30, and then at the end of the day you've selected 5, so it means 30 times 5 is 150. So it will tell you above the page, you'll see tells you you've selected 5 photos and they're worth 150. Then if you now say buy,
the checkout.
Now you're starting the checkout process. So you'll say buy photos. When you say that, you're led to a page where you put in your email and your phone number, and I'll tell you the reason for the email. So when you put in the phone number, this number should be Safaricom, because you're paying through M-Pesa. So once you've put in the code, not the code, like once you put in your phone number, you'll get, and then say make payment.
I'll get a pop-up.
You'll get a pop-up on your phone.
And this, so I have to key in the number that I want to pay
with. Exactly. And then now you'll get this, we call it an STK push from Safaricom that asks you for your PIN, your M-Pesa PIN. And you put in your PIN and it deducts that amount.
That exact amount,
yes, from your M-Pesa. And after that has been done, that's the last step you do. So the system verifies the payment and it discovers that you paid. That's within seconds. And then those photos begin downloading on your device immediately.
So so it comes to downloading. Does the quality reduce depending on the device that I'm downloading from, or still the quality will remain?
No, it does not degrade. So if a photographer put up a photo that is 3 MBs, the photo that downloads on your device is 3 MBs.
It's going to be 3 MBs.
So there is no compression. And then the other thing is, now let's come back to the email that I mentioned.
The email.
So the email, the reason why I asked for your email is because I'm sending you an email. Once your payment has been made, you will receive an email. And this email doesn't have the photos, but it has a link.
A link to. So
this link, let me now give you the other example. So you downloaded the photos using your phone.
Yes. Then I lose the photos.
Even before you lose them, you might still want to access them on the computer. So what you'll do is the email that you receive, you'll open your email on your computer,
the link,
and then click on the link. Those same 5 photos download. Or on your phone, if you lose them, you can click again. There's a catch. That link is only active for 1 week.
So if after a week I have to buy the same photos again?
After giving you the backup, I don't really expect you to again
lose the photos on the backup. Okay. So it's for me to download in few different places.
But the reason for now, I'm allowing you to do that as a backup. But because on our phones nowadays there's Google
Drive,
Google Photos.
Google Photos,
yes. And those photos, what they do is they store on cloud. So once you have any photos on your phone, if you back them up on Google Photos,
even if I change phones, I'll still get the same.
So there are other backups now that come in now to support you not to lose.
I think that's okay. So another question. So these photographers, are you the one finding jobs for them, or are they the ones, they'll get the a job elsewhere and then come to your website for the sharing bits? Like what apart from the sharing bit and the buying of stock for the users, what are you offering the photographers? What else are you offering the photographers?
So at this point, we just launched 2 months ago. That was on March 10th.
And so far, you've done an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you. So we just launched on March 10th, and we had to start from somewhere.
Yeah.
But my biggest goal is to provide value to the photographer and to the user. To the user, I want to make sure that you get those photos fast and in good quality. And to the photographer, I want you to earn and also get more. So for now, this is something I'm revealing. That in the next version of Piczangu that I'll roll out, it's a version. It will have now that aspect of a photographer being able to have their profile, and people can see their profile, and they can get in touch with them. So in short, photographers can get work from being on Piczangu platform. So that's now something I'm to launch in the next version. And there are other more features that I'll roll in into and I'll attach to the platform as we go along. So I might not reveal everything today, but at least in a year's time or two, it will be a very concrete platform.
So I'd like to know, so what you're willing to reveal, what plans and what goals do you have for Piczangu? I don't want to ask the common question of where do you see yourself in 5 years. I don't want to, because this COVID may take 30 years or something else, or maybe things will change. But from where you are now, like where do you envision Piczangu? Like what plans do you have for Piczangu? Or what do you? Yes, what plans?
I've gotten it. So the dream and the vision, dream or vision for Piczangu is to provide, to upgrade the way we do things in the photography industry.
And is it just photography, or do you also want videography? So
for now, I'm focused on photography. And even platforms like Getty Images. Getty Images? There's Getty Images, there is Shutterstock. They've now started rolling in video very recently. So video comes in with a lot more dynamics of space and all that. But for now, I'm focused more on photos. That I want the industry in Africa to be modernized. I want to modernize the photography industry in Africa, not only Kenya. So with time, I'll also be rolling out to other countries.
Okay, that's good. And then with these photographers, is it just photos they take at an event, or it could be even for individuals? Or for individuals, the assumption is because I already paid, then they will send me the photos directly. Or is it the perfect platform is for events, because there are so many people and you can't send all of them individual photos.
So as I mentioned earlier, is I'm starting with events. I have to start from somewhere. Events is my first focus. But with
that's
time,
the big challenge
I have more features for studio photographers, for wedding photographers, and other kinds of photography. Because even another thing I'll mention about stock. So another thing is also what I noticed that is creating more buzz out here is they're called what? Photojournalists. Because you might be passing somewhere and then you see something happening.
Then you take a photo.
And then you take a photo. And this photo, you are very sure that no one else took it, or that thing just passed. If there was no one else to take it. And then you discover that some media houses are interested in this photo. So what do? As an independent person, you're not a freelance photojournalist, but you want to sell this photo. So what we're telling you, as for Piczangu, is you can upload this photo on Piczangu and send the link out to media houses. And they will now have
or even
to buy
individual users who want to use for like a photo wallpaper or something, or even printing.
Actually, that term, that term has really come up a lot more times. That what if I go take nice photos of places which I want to sell as wallpapers? So that's also a platform for you. So with time, you'll discover that Piczangu is more than just photo for journalists or photographers. It's a platform for everyone. So you might have also gone to shags and taken photos of your family gathering. You can go on Piczangu and put them up for your family to buy.
And then, coming to that question, when it comes to the security of, so who can access those photos? Is there like a limit of the number? So when I go to the website, am I able to see photos of any random event that I want, or is there a private the security and private issue, which we think we all having when it comes to social media and sharing our photos? So how is Piczangu ensuring that if you didn't go to this event, you have no access to those photos. Or if I'm posting for a family event, photos from a family event, or let's say a wedding, which to me is very, very private, I don't want anyone else to go there, because anyone can buy a photo. Because it's not like one photo is a million. So even 1,000 or even 10K, there are people who are willing to buy. So I don't want anyone who can afford to buy my photos or my family or my private event photos. So how are you ensuring that the photos are only downloaded and bought by people, the right people, and not just anyone?
Yeah, so the photos will only be bought by people who have the code. Okay. And this code is not like, there's a word I'm looking for. Like, it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, it's not continuing. So it's a random code. So that if you don't have the code,
I can't access.
You can't access.
Like, even if I come to the website, I can't access.
No.
Okay.
So when you come on the homepage for the website, what you just find is a search bar. It's until you put in a code that is relevant to your event, is when now you see the event photos for that particular event.
Okay, that's okay. Unless maybe it's the stock images that you're talking
so
about.
I mentioned, I mentioned I will come back to stock. Another feature I'd like to add is stock images. Because you'll find the same photographers who've signed up for Piczangu, I want them to be able to sell photos on stock. Because I'm also a graphics designer, and there are times I'm looking for images of black people, of Africans,
even Canva. Most people use Canva. You can't find black people on those things. So we have to create our own content for Africans.
Exactly. And a challenge, there are companies which have tried actually to start African stock images sites, but they've not succeeded. They've not succeeded.
I can imagine how, for people who rely on stock footage when they're looking for images and videos by Africans, how they struggle. And I'm sure there are probably photographers who have already taken, or they have the capacity to take photos, but
there are guys who have libraries, but they have nowhere to put. So that's what I'm saying. I'm giving an opportunity for photographers to also, so there'll be a stock images side of Piczangu.
Yes.
So Piczangu will still work as Piczangu. But then there'll be a side of it that now allows,
which is public now.
Yes, now allows people to search. I want a photo of someone
of an elephant.
And it can pop up.
It can pop up. Okay, I think that's really good. Thank you for that.
So those are things which are coming up as we go.
Okay, that's good. So a question will now come: how different is Piczangu from Googling? Okay. So a few one more question. So how different is Piczangu from a Googling? Let's say, for example, instead of the photographer sending out a code, I tell you, here is a link.
Yeah.
You'll get your photos on the drive in the evening.
There are free options, which are there. But then you'll discover that one, they are free to use and free for clients to access. So you're not making anything as a photographer. And a challenge we have with photographers is they are not upgrading in skill, in equipment. It's because there's no money. And I want photographers to grow. Like where you are in 2013, 7 years later or 10 years later, you shouldn't be the same person. So you can't do that when you're giving people free photos. You're just free.
And Kenyans are willing to pay.
And beyond that, Google is also clamping down with space, with time. So you find that they've told you, nowadays when you open a Gmail account, you'll be given 15 GB of space. And I think it started being implemented from this year, that even Google Photos will put a limit. So all these things are not free. They're just free to entice you to come on board. But once you're on board and you learn to use them,
enjoy it for a bit,
you'll start paying. But now I'm coming here and telling you that this is what I won't change down the line and start telling you to pay. I put myself out and say, this is my model of making money, and this is how photographers make money. Yes. So there are no unmet expectations down the line.
Do you need a mentor? Is it a must for you to have a mentor for you to succeed? Then I also want to talk about marketing, about networking and mentorship, because they always told network, mentorship. Do they really work? And then up to what extent do you see the success from the networking and the mentorship for a business? Do you have a mentor?
So I'll start from there. Yes, I do have mentors. I have mentors. And the reason for that is I always say there are two ways to learn. It's either you learn through experience or you learn through observation. When I see there's someone who was walking and they fell into a fall,
then you avoid.
It's either I go around it or I say, let me also go and fall in and then I learn. So for me, I've learned to observe.
Okay.
And I have mentors who share their stories, their lives with me, and I really appreciate
do you
that.
have like a personal relationship with them, or they're like, okay?
Yeah, it's a personal relationship. Some people I talk to, I even have sessions this week in terms of just going or talking to them on phone.
Yeah.
And through that, I've learned a lot. Yeah.
So it is necessary for you to have a mentor.
It's really important
for business to be successful.
Yes. Not really for business to be successful, but it's just important
for
in
the
process. Journey. Yes.
Okay.
The journey.
And then I'm assuming for the mentor, do they have to be in the same fields of your, let's say, your career or your business? Or
no. No. They don't really have to be in the same field, but business is business. Yeah, entrepreneurship is entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
But the mentors I'm talking about is you can have life mentors.
Yeah.
Just general life issues, business. Yeah, religion. Yes. Yeah, people you look up for your religious being.
Yeah.
So there are those different types of people you can talk to. And if you're married, even married mentors. Yeah. Other people are married older and they've been there longer. So we always need to sit down and listen and learn.
Yeah. Do you have I'm sure with COVID that people have not been doing all these networking events, like, but I think most of them started doing online or virtual events. Yeah. So how important is networking when it comes to business?
Wow. When I was younger, not old, but when I was younger, I was told your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
And I believe it's true, because looking at where I am right now, I know that I would not have been here if it was not network.
Yeah. Because the events you did, the groups you were in campus.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
actually,
after campus,
that's what
really
I'm talking
about.
You, that groups I've been part of and I'm still part of have really opened doors for me.
Yeah.
And the people I interact with, and the people I hang out with, the people I talk to, I would never have been there if they were not there.
That's very good. So I want us to talk about. So do you have particular business people that you admire, or like you look at how they they manage their businesses, their companies, and then you're like, you know what, I'm borrowing the tactics from this guy? Or do you have like a book that you like, this book by Jack Ma, or this book by, I don't know, Mark, the Facebook guy? Like, I follow his business strategies from, like, do you have people you look up to in the business world?
Yes.
Or their story
so there are people,
is an inspiration
to you.
There are
many.
Yeah.
And I won't say that I emulate step by step of everybody.
Yeah.
So there's something I learned from Elon Musk. There's something I learned from someone in Kenya. Yeah. There's something I learned from my mentor. So I'm not taking their package, everything
no, it is, because different people, different situations.
They come also with their weaknesses.
Yeah.
But I'm learning to appreciate that this is nice about this person and the other and the other. And now
from someone,
that's what I feel works for me.
Yeah.
Yes. So people I look up to in terms of how they do things, but it's not like I take everything after them.
Okay. Yeah. So funding is one of the biggest challenges that most startups are facing at the moment. Yeah. There is money. I believe there are people who have money and they want to give out or fund or support other businesses.
Yes.
And then there are startups that need money. So I think the problem is, how do you bring these people together? You know, the people with the money and the people with the need of the money. So I have mentors. I've been networking. I've been mentored. I went back to school for an MBA.
Yeah.
I've put together a small team. Like, I've done everything, but then for my business to go to the next level, I need money. This is the point where the only thing I need now is money. Nothing. Like, I've done everything else perfectly, right? Money is what I need. But then where do I get this money? Because then you get to a place where your parents can, when you're starting, maybe your parents could give you 10 G's, 50 G's. But when you need to do another software, which requires several millions for that, okay, your mom will be like, I support you, but here, me, money I don't have. Loan from the bank, not everyone can get a loan from the bank. Also, the interest rates are like so crazy, and the procedures also. By the time you get that loan, it's probably 2 years. You even need more money than you had applied for. Yeah. So when it comes to getting funding, the venture capitalist, what are these other guys called? Just getting funding to expand your business.
So funding is a big thing, but it's not everything.
Yeah.
So even when I started, I was not looking at, I don't have money.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you that there's one model that I'm trying to adopt, and that is fundraising from friends.
Okay.
Yeah. Just going about your thing and being serious about it and telling people this is what I'm doing, and I'm welcoming you.
At least you have something to show. You have something to show first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To come on board and support. And if they're willing, good. If they're not willing, because my idea was like, I want to do this thing, and if I go out and get a venture capital, people will be saying Joshua is successful, but who gains most? The venture capital. So it's done. They're okay. And also some of this venture capital, they come when you're at a certain stage. They don't just come when you're still at idea stage.
Cases where venture capitalists took over the businesses after some time.
So, but not looking at the negative side, just saying that they have different stages when they come in. And also our friends, you can support friends in terms of you have an extra 5k like somewhere, an extra 10k to a founder. That's a very helpful thing, and we can start learning this culture of supporting businesses. If not only businesses, startups. That
like anyone can be a venture capitalist, even with your 5k. Because some of the business don't need millions; they just need, let's say money. you have a bakery and they just need a new equipment which is worth 50 G's.
Yes.
You have a friend with 50 G's in the bank. How about you buy your friend that microwave that they need or the oven that they need,
and they'll pay you
back later, So at the end of the day, the business benefits and you also benefit at the end of the day.
So we should not always think of banks and other options first when we can look around and talk to people or people observing. So I find even people who've been so supportive to me are not people I went out to ask for money.
The people
who are observing, and then they ask
like how can this young man is doing. How can I help?
Exactly. That's how they ask. And now I tell them at this point I'm fundraising for ABCD. And they're like, I can chip in.
The little that I have, which definitely go along. Okay, that's true. So we need first of all, we need people with money, no matter how much it is, to be willing to support other people. Because I think
and let me just highlight something. And when you say money, one mistake we do as young people is when I'm given money, I put it in the pocket. It's not my money. One thing we should always understand is a company's money is not your money. And at the end of the day, when I'm given 100,000 or 1 million by an investor, and tomorrow they ask me, how did you spend it? Or they might even ask before
how do you plan to spend this money?
So you should be able to break down and say, this is how I'll spend it, and be true to that. That this is how I spent it. But dishonesty and all that, that's how you start failing.
That's why it's discouraging even people to invest in a business. Okay, that's really good.
Have an account, put the money there, and every time you pay out, keep receipts, keep the checks. There's a way you can keep track of checks. So that you do things professionally. See kienyeji. That kienyeji is what now makes you pay.
What do you think is the biggest challenge when it comes to startups in Africa, especially startups run by young people?
One is the idea itself. Let me start from the idea. When you don't have an idea that is worth, don't just. It's good to have an idea.
Not every idea can be turned into a business.
Exactly. Okay. That's the big thing. So you can have an idea and be so excited about it, but go out and really justify that this is a problem people are facing. Because your client is the biggest person. Like, if your clients are not happy, you have no business.
True.
Or if they feel you're not solving their problem, there's no business. No matter how many millions you might have. So at the end of the day, focus on the product. Don't let these other distractions of money and investors and everything get into cloud your judgment. Focus on the product, provide value.
Get assistance, outsource help from the department that you're not good at or something.
Exactly. Focus on the product so that you can ensure that your clients get the best, and then from there your business will grow.
So then, what do you think is the future for startups in Africa? Well, let's talk about Kenya. This is where we are.
Africa. It's a very exciting time. I can tell you for sure. That there's more money.
Amazing ideas coming up.
Yes. That there's more money and ideas and skills in Africa right now than before, than any other time before. So at the end of the day, you discover that at this time, starting a startup or a business or looking for money is easily accessible compared to people who were there 5 years ago. So let's take advantage of this, have ideas, let's come up with amazing products.
And at the end of the day, people, I believe, and smart people.
We will develop 10 years down the line. We look at companies that started in the 2020s. We'll be happy about it.
I also just a bit of when it comes to government, because there's no conversation you can have without a mention of the government. Do you think that, first of all, I personally don't think the government have been that supportive.
Yes.
It hasn't actually, from the question of how much taxes you have to pay, from the bureaucracy of like right now, if you want to start a business, let's say you want to produce and package fruit juice, for example, something very, very, very simple. Me, I have farmers, I know they're growing mangoes. I go talk with them, or maybe if they have a sack or something, I know how to get mangoes. I know to get a food processor, how to do it. I know the packaging. I have a contact in China for the packages, or maybe in India, someone. Like, you have everything. And then, you want to start. Apart from registering the company, you have so many other licenses and certificates, and they're not even cheap. Let's not even talk about that part of the government where it comes in. Like, it's so hard starting a business. That's why I feel like it's so hard for young people to start businesses, because just the process of it before launching, the cost that you have to cater for starting the business is so high. Then you start the business, then taxes comes in. That's why I don't even care if you made profit or you didn't make profit. Me, I still want part of the money of your gross income for the year. So the government hasn't been very supportive. It hasn't created a conducive environment for businesses. But we're still struggling and still trying to do something about. What do you think that the government should do? And I'm sure it's not only Kenya. I'm sure Nigerians are also suffering as much.
This
might be even worse.
This might be controversial. But at the end of the day, I don't accuse the government. I try to reduce the outside factors to my success. I try to say it's from me going out, not out coming in. So that if they put the high taxes, licenses, I'll try to work with that. And at the end of the day, you discover the government is me and you. True. Our MPs, we elect them. Our governors, we elect them. So they're the ones who make the government. And they represent us. That's what we say. So if we find that the laws are not favoring what we want to do, then we need to communicate to our representatives and then carry it on to Parliament to influence policy. So you might be pessimistic about it, but that's what I'm thinking is.
That doesn't happen.
And the thing about licenses is there are industries which are heavily regulated. Mostly
health. These are actually the important ones.
And food. So those are things you can't escape, because you look at a country like Japan, even if you plant cucumbers and you have a farm that has 100 cucumbers, and you go to harvest and you find 50 are carved, zimejikunja. Those 50 can't be taken to the market. Standards.
Actually, don't even have a problem with regulating, which I think they should even start regulating, especially this import fake, low standard goods that are coming into the country. At least if you're going to import, let's import high standard quality. Regulating is okay, especially when it comes to matters like with health, and food, something that's being consumed and has like a health risk on majority of the people. They need to be regulated. I think what I'm talking about is give people a waiver for, like, if we are giving other countries, UK and Japan, tax breaks, we give them, waivers, then why are we not doing it for our own people? Government just decides, what, if you want to start, let's say you work in the textile industry, because we're all saying, buy Kenya, do Kenya, wear Vitenge clothes and Kenyan clothes. You decide, if you're a fashion designer, you want to start a fashion house. How about we get you get your fabrics from this government factory or this textile company, but then you don't pay taxes for it for let's say for 5 years. If you get your fabric from this company, you won't pay taxes, or you even get it at a lower cost than you get it from, let's say, importing.
Let me just say what I'm thinking.
That's how
one thing about our society. It's a lot of dishonesty. What happens
even
when
from the government?
what happens when gari ya mkate inaanguka?
Yes,
those are not your bread, but we go and take. That's stealing. But in short, what I'm saying, some of these things, when they are put in place in our environment in Kenya, we might abuse them. And it's in this way. I'll register a company knowing that I have a 5-year tax break. And then when on the year 4,
I close the company.
I shut it down and open another one.
Okay.
You see, so I'm just thinking it's those extreme ways, but we are dishonest in many ways. That some of those things are not really, they can't hold water. Those discussions, But it's not that we can't be given tax break. We can be given. We can be given
tax break.
I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about how they were starting this company and they had to wait for like 6 months to even get licenses. I look at Elon Musk. He's building a factory in Germany. The guy has gone on to to build it is called Gigafactory. You can search it up online.
Yeah.
And he has no licenses. And the reason why he was building it so fast and so big is such that by the time these guys are giving out the licenses, even if they think of denying him, they look at what he has done and the employment it will create. And
but some of those successful companies, the advantage they got is by the time they were starting, there were no regulations for like social media and stuff. There was no regulation by that. So by the time the government realized, let's regulate this, the guys who started way early, they had an advantage, which you can't blame. It's
but
luck.
At the end of the day,
you can get lucky sometimes.
It's not hopeless. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We can be given the breaks, we can be given the money, but
there's still people
why are we doing what you're doing? Or why are we not doing what we need to do? Yeah. So the question is, are we providing tangible solutions? That's the biggest problem, And let me just say this from the air. People have registered companies in Delaware. Yeah. Like US. Yeah. So that they get all those tax breaks. So it's not about our government and everything. You can register a company in Uganda and open an office in Nairobi. Yeah. So if you really feel the environment in Kenya is so hostile, you can find ways. So it's not hopeless. Like there are ways. It might be wrong advice because it will be you are denying Kenyan taxes. Yeah. But then if you have employees here, they'll be paying pay. Yeah. So the government still makes money. Yeah. KRA. So I'm not. My approach to KRA and the government and policies is not usually hostile. That's why I was saying earlier that it can be controversial, because I usually feel there are always solutions to every problem. Okay. If I can't talk to KEPSA, Kenya Private Sector Alliance, to talk to the government because they have higher bargaining power, then first, how many people know that there's KEPSA to talk about your issues?
We just maybe if you have just few tips or few words for someone who want to. They're thinking of starting a startup, or they just started and they're like, okay, I've started, now where do I go from here? Words that you could share that was maybe helpful to you, or things that have helped other people that that could also help others. Yeah. Especially young people. Okay. Or beginners. It doesn't have to be, because you can start a startup at 50, yeah? So
Okay, thank you. So things which are helpful in this journey is find a product that serves people.
Okay.
Like people should be your biggest burden. Like
because without them, then we don't have a product or a service.
Exactly. So find something that really answers to their need, answers to their pain, and they're usually called pain points. Identify pain points in people, and then now address those. Beyond that, there's always so many people out here to support you. So find the right kind of support. Yeah. Okay. People are always willing to listen, offer advice, and it's just for you to talk. Sometimes. Yeah. And then don't fear your idea being stolen. That might also be strange. Yeah. But no one is a cartel to ideas. Yeah. But the implementation is what matters. So just talk to people, but the right kind of people also. The people you feel they can be supportive or they can give you honest feedback. So just keep talking and say, this is what I'm planning to do, what do you think about it? Then mentorship is key. Find people who can assist you in terms of advice, or tell you their journeys. Yeah. So all that. For me, money should be the last discussion. Okay. Yes. You should not put money first. Because even if someone was to be helpful with money, when you come asking for money, they are repelled. Yeah. Yeah. So find different approaches to people, but don't come asking for money. Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much. So if guys want to, find Piczangu, where can they contact you? So Piczangu is piczangu.com. Okay. And you can find the pages on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. My personal pages are Mokua07 on Twitter, Instagram I'm there, Nyantika J, Facebook Joshua Nyantika. So you can reach out if you have any ideas we can talk about. Yeah, if you are a photographer and you want to be part of this exam. And I also call myself a problem solver. Yeah. So if you have any ideas you think we can brainstorm, I can share ideas with. Yeah, I'm willing to listen to that and also reason with you, think with you. Yeah, okay, that's very good. You are the young people that we need. Thank you so much.
We also need to hang around such kind of people. So thank you so much. I hope this was an amazing session as it was for me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and listening.